says it's time to rock and roll.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
All right.
Oh, this is gonna be good. You know how long I've been waiting for this? Woo, I'm about to make a name for myself here.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Into The Comiverse. Seems like it's been a month since I did a live show, so I want to welcome all y'all back. And, of course, from across the pond, we got Dr. Von Hoot. How you doing, sir, from the Spiral Dimension?
I'm very well, mate. It's always a pleasure.
I feel tempted to, pull out a book and read it, but that'd just be a ripoff.
Yeah.
I don't have any books as cool as Grease 2, so maybe The Princess Bride, so...
Not many people do. Like that's top tier literature. That is.
But I got hey, I do have Gremlins and The Karate Kid, so you know.
Oh, cool. I'd actually read The Karate Kid. That sounds fun.
I believe it's either, I don't remember if it's the first one or the second one, but I have the novelizations. See, I've always talked about this. If you ever can get the original paperback of The Karate Kid Part 2, there's a thing in there that if they would actually put it in the Karate Kid 2 movie, the next Karate Kid would have never been able to happen.
Oh,
well,
okay.
I mean, it could have to a certain extent because we know Miyagi was in the military, but there's a scene where they're in Okinawa, and I believe it was right after the glass shattering thing or the ice shattering thing or whatever, and Daniel's walking down an alley, and it's surprising I can remember this. And he walks up to the shop that's closed, and they specialize in replica stuff. And he sees a replica of the Congressional Medal of Honor in the display window, and realizes that Miyagi bought his award. He never actually earned it.
That's a weird choice. Like,
yeah,
why?
And Daniel went off on him, and but you know the other stuff you knew about some things because you know he pulled out the newspaper article in the first movie and everything. So there were some parts that was still true. Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm going to say hello very shortly to the chat. We have the Godfather, Brian LCS. How you doing, sir? And we're all caught up. So that was very short.
That was very short. Yeah, indeed.
So
it happened.
For those of you who didn't watch it, I'm going to encourage everyone to go to the Spiral Dimension and watch Dr. Von Hoot's Parliament of Mouths replay because he unboxed some really cool shit. And that's the only thing I can say about that.
There was a lot of stuff. That was mad. My mind's still sort of blown by it.
How you doing, KBDM? Yeah, I was actually a little jelly. I'll be honest, when I seen the Thundercracker, I went, whoa.
Yeah, that's cool, right? That's a really cool cover.
And that shredder, like you said, I don't need to talk too much because it's spoilers, man. Go watch the video.
That's all right. I'll probably just casually wave books in front of the.
Hey, we're going to get to the show and tell segment later, so now
I mean,
today
to be fair, I could keep doing this, and then we would get to the show and tell segment, and there would still be new books. There's that many of the damn things.
How you doing, KBDM? Yep. You showed some fire, DVH. Now, I did go, me and my wife went to Ollie's, and we did a little bit of Christmas shopping. It's very hard for me to deal with this season, Christmas season. Any Christmas, no, not what's been going on with my life, but It's hard for me to deal with Christmas shopping because I have this firm, fundamental belief of mine that if everybody liked what I liked, it'd be a lot easier for me to shop.
Well, yeah, that's a fair point.
And I don't want to take a minute and say, hey, Rich, how you doing, brother?
What's up, guys? How are you?
Pretty good. But the funny thing is we got Evil Mike too. How you doing, brother? Oh, there we go. Hey, guys.
Tremendous.
What it
So
do, fellas?
Party's
what's going on,
here.
guys? Well, all I was saying was we doing Christmas shopping at Ollie's, and it was loaded with Marvel Legends figures for $9, like more than you could shake a stick at. And I'm sitting here going, I can't buy for me. I got to buy for other people.
They always have a ton, man, of those Marvel Legends.
I got some more Ollie's packs though.
Trades. The last couple Ollie's packs, that's a good one. I got were bad.
Like for example, of course you've seen that one. I got that one just because of that book.
Yeah, no, I agree. I would have grabbed it too just for that book.
And I grabbed this one just for the Marvel Tales because I need it for my room.
Oh.
So
and then you'll open up the inside and it'll have like 3 Valiants in the middle or something. Yeah.
Well, there's one. Maybe y'all could tell me.
That's early Image. That is. It's try. I've got that book somewhere as well. Like they seem to be everywhere at a certain point. Like it was way overprinted because like you could find them everywhere, even here. Like,
how you doing, KBM? KBDM says he hates Christmas shopping. Canadian survivors. How you doing? Let's take a minute and say hi, Mike. Hi, Rich. How y'all doing?
Good. How you guys been, man? Haven't seen you guys in a bit.
Man, it's been a while. It seems like the weekends that we weren't doing the quest through Korean, I had something going on where I couldn't do a live show. So I mean,
I honestly haven't even been on YouTube much. Period. So lately, the last month, there's too much crap going on.
But I am going to take a minute. I am going to take a minute and say, since Mike's here and since I brought it up, and Mike can correct me if I'm wrong, because it does happen. I am wrong from time to time. Next Saturday, right? Next Saturday at same time as usual, 7. Yep.
No, 6 o'clock. Well, 6 o'clock Mountain. So check your local listing for your time. I think it's like 7 Central. Yeah.
We're going to have a quest through Korean, episode 2, Dragons of Winter Night, part 1, featuring Trev the Shipping Guru, Beckerman, myself, and Good Days Games and Comics.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I'm excited about that.
I'll have to check it on Rewind. I'll be traveling at that time.
Later on in the show,
unless you've read the book, I don't want you there unless you've read the book, or you just want to hear an interesting story because I do. But no, I mean, if you haven't read the book, don't come. Because for one, we spoil the shit out of that.
And coming in 2025, DVH is going to do a read through of Grease 2.
Grease 2.
Whatever,
man.
Ever since that book has come up, I go book shopping, just like I look for that book all the time. You talk about like I'm just never gonna find it. It's so
just because Michelle Pfeiffer was in it doesn't make it a good movie, man. It just doesn't.
It's a masterpiece.
It's a travesty.
So I'm in that genre that of people that grew up like heavily with those two movies. Like my mom was a huge Grease fan, and I am a huge musical fan. I will admit I love some hokey dory, like Oklahoma and okay. So for some reason, Grease 1 and 2 never hit me, or like it was one of those movies my mom would put on and like force us to watch, and that's what it was like the force of I love the conspiracy theories that go into the movie, and for that it makes like the movies that much more interesting, kind of thing.
Well, Grease 1 was good. I'll say that.
No,
I don't knock anybody's love of anything.
Grease 2 is the ones. Come on,
trash, man. It was so bad.
All I'm gonna say is it doesn't touch the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
There we go.
Oh, that's a different kettle of fish. That one. It's also a great movie. Yep.
Hey, I'm talking musicals, okay, and from that era, that's my go-to musical.
Grease 2 is like the Rise of Skywalker. They just should have never made it.
Ooh.
Shots fired.
That's a hard hit right there,
Yeah.
That's a low blow, man.
How you doing, Kenneth? How you doing tonight? I am going to take a minute and make an announcement. If you're local in Northeast Arkansas, you already know. But sadly, I kind of, what's the word I'm looking for here? Unintentionally changed the LCSs. I no longer go to B&B Collections. I go to the new rebrand, which is Bonesy Jonesy's. Same store. Brandon and Bo were a partnership. Bo got an opportunity to go to Mississippi. Brandon took it over, changed the name. A lot of cool stuff.
Now he's BJ's.
Yep. And
I do like the sticker. The sticker was cool.
Hey, Bones, how you doing? But I also want to point out. I want to point out something else he started doing, and they're going to go big next year. And they're doing a Imagine Arkansas thing where they're going to be promoting literacy in schools and everywhere. Oh, I guess I should point it out since I hear it. If you hear sirens in the background, I did not kill anybody. The cops aren't coming for me. It's the Christmas parade.
It was
You should have kept it just ominous. I would. I like to think that Tony's an outright killer, and he's just got people out there looking for him.
Well, I guess there was a reason why nobody saw me for a month. Oh.
Did I say that out loud? I don't think.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
You're revealing too much.
How are
Maybe
you
I
guys
should.
doing?
Pretty good. Maybe I should say that smoking my Marlboro has taken away my inner monologue. Oh.
Oh no.
Anyway, yeah, because I don't know,
cool.
if you'll be able to hear it in the background or not, but I can hear it.
Depends how good your headset is, man.
Do what?
Depends how good your headset is. If you got like a Turtle
Right.
Beach, man, we're gonna hear everything.
Oh well.
Mine's really good because I went through several different headsets, and some will pick up everything, and some are specific voice, because right now, if you heard how loud the TV is right in the other room, it's loud as shit. My brother's deaf, but supposedly it doesn't pick all that up.
So later on in the show, I'm gonna show you my new comic book day pickups. I got two mail calls, one with a horror story, which I'm kind of interested to see what Rich says about that one. And then I got a couple announcements I want to make too.
I'm gonna warn you. I got a lot to show and tell, and you're gonna like some of it, Tony. And I know most people will, but I know Tony is good.
Cool.
No,
So
I can say what I have when you guys are ready. No rush.
all right. Well, I don't have anything else, any other things to talk about except I'll go ahead and make my two announcements, and then we'll go into show and tell, and then whoever wants to start that, we'll start that off, because I know if you didn't watch DVH's show, DVH had one hell of a show and tell, and even the stuff I show is not going to compare to what he did, but this ain't a contest, because if it was a contest, DVH would kick my ass. So anyway,
He would be doing the dancing while he wins. He'd be like,
I will say this, hashtag go watch the episode, because I still think we need a Badger Christmas special. Just saying. That was a great idea.
Support DVH. You know what I'm saying? Get out there and watch that video. Make sure you like it and comment, and tell DVH that Tony sent you from the Comiverse.
What was it? Rob said DVH. It was 20. Was it 10 kilos? 20 kilos? Something like that.
It was 22 pounds. I don't know about kilos. So yeah, it was a heavy box. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So 2 announcements. The first announcement: if you're in the Evansville, Indiana area on the weekend of March 1st and 2nd, you will get to see me, because I don't have no pictures to show up. But Evansville is doing a horror con.
ooh.
And some of the people that's going to be there, I don't know them by name. There's a guy that played Leatherface in one of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies. I think it's Brett Wagner or something like that. The guy that played Doofy from Scary Movie is going to be there. Felissa Rose is going to be there.
Oh,
Tyler
cool.
Main's going to be there. Bride Krause and Holly Marie Combs from Charmed are going to be there. And the main event, the one I'm looking forward to, me and my brother has on the photo op, David Howard Thornton.
Wow.
Who's that?
So
David who?
David Howard Thornton, Art the Clown.
Yeah, Art the Clown from
Yep.
Terrifying.
I was fortunate enough to my buddy that lives up there with his girlfriend, and she went ahead and told him. His girlfriend bought him a VIP ticket, but
Ooh.
she didn't want him to go alone, so she bought me a VIP ticket.
Oh, God.
So
Tremendous.
Extra kudos on the girlfriend, you know.
yeah. So a case in point, this is also the same lady that bought me my lightsaber.
Oh,
So
I'm liking this lady, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I really think Tim should put a ring on her. I mean, but that's just me. And that's all joking because me and Tim's talked about I don't want to go too much into Tim's history, but I know marriage is it's an important thing.
Yep.
The other announcement, most of you already know, but I probably shouldn't say this in a live show. But since my daughter don't watch my live shows, I can go ahead and say it anyway. Bad news is I will not be able to make HeroesCon 2025 because if I have any free time in June, I will be heading to Roy City, Utah to see my grandchild. I will be a grandpa.
Congrats, man.
Congrats. That's huge.
Congrats. Welcome to the club.
More important.
Are you in
I'm
that
gonna
club?
tell you.
Are you in that club, Mike?
Yep.
Are you really?
2.5 years.
No kidding.
Wow.
Holy shit, man.
Because I'm going to tell y'all, 2024 has put my ass through the ringer.
Yeah.
Because I thought starting out the year paying a $3,000 water bill would be like the worst thing that happened to me, and it was like 2024 said, "Hold my beer." I lost my brother in June. I lost a man that I loved as much as a brother in July. This last Wednesday, I lost my aunt. And then we found out on December 4th that my plant that I've been working at for 12 years is closing. So, and they're closing in February of next year. So with the exception of finding out that I'm going to be a grandfather, 2024 can just basically suck my nuts. So,
Right. Sounds like it.
A fair assessment, I would say. Yeah.
So I'm not trying to focus on all the bad stuff that happened. I'm focusing on the grandfather part. And the thing about where I work, there's a silver lining there in the future that at the first of the year I'm going to do like a state of the Comiverse report because, I'm actually in January. I get to we'll premiere on. I'll be get to do an episode that gets that key. I think it's January 15th. February 1st, I'm going to be on Only Slabs, hopefully. I think so.
Oh, that's cool.
But towards the end of March, right about the time of the con, the channel is going to go silent for about 3 months. And that's because Tony's probably going to be relocating.
Gotcha.
Probably. More than likely, but I got some opportunities. So like I said, there may be a silver lining there that's going to allow me to actually move to another location, whether it be in-state, more out-of-state.
Yep.
But anyway, that's me for 2024. So who wants to show some stuff off first?
I've got nothing, but I'll wait.
I always have something, man. I mean,
we'll start.
I feel like I'd be taking the mick if I did some more showing off stuff. I
was kind of letting some other people have the glory first,
All right, so
I'll go last.
So this stuff is new, but just so people don't think I'm a liar, I showed this not that long ago.
You liar!
Nice.
Zemo.
Oh, awesome!
Zemo.
Love Zemo.
Dude, how much? I need one.
$10. The reason I got another one is because
$10.
this has got that stupid check mark on that. It was going to bother me, and I couldn't get it off.
I'll take it.
So, I have a Tony Isabella signing event coming up in a couple months.
Oh, wow.
That's an awesome book for.
So what you do is you get her to sign exactly where that check mark is, and incorporate it into the
if it was somewhere over here, I would have been like, do it. But it's kind of hard when it's at the top like that.
Now, Rich, that issue, is that the one where Zemo is the Phoenix?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I got a Star Wars, I guess this would be Marvel Volume 2, number 1. This is a variant cover, so it's not the cover A, but it's still that
That's
number 1
nice.
issue. That's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I have this book already too, but I picked this up for $5. The first Madame McEvil, Moondragon, Iron Man 54.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Who is that? The Madam what?
Moondragon. She was part of the Thunder.
Oh, okay.
Madame McEvil was her first name.
McEvil? I thought that's what you said, but I wasn't sure if I heard you right.
McDonald
from Ireland, so, or Scotland.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
I was gonna say,
I was expecting you to say like Madam Hydra, and you went like McEvil, and it just kind of, that was...
I could just see Mike in the corner going, Mike McEvil.
No McEvil.
Okay.
Well, I am McLovin.
What you got, Rich?
I got a Hulk.
Oh, wow.
Hey.
This was $5.
Oh, that's cool.
Early bronze. It's not silver.
That is beautiful.
I got a blank sketch, Absolute Carnage number 1. My son is a big Carnage fan, Venom fan, so
That's an awesome blank to have.
I might send this to Izzy and have him work his magic on it, but I'm not sure yet.
Oh,
hell yeah!
I got a Miss Marvel 11, so I'm almost done with that run of whopping 23 books. I think I'm missing like 3 or 4 of them. I have all the important ones. I can't find all the stupid ones.
It's a good run to have. A lot of people boasted up saying it's good.
I was gonna say I can't remember what the issue number is, but is it 18 or 17? That's Mystique.
17, I think. Right.
18 is the first full.
Okay. Yeah, and 17 is her
cameo or whatever. I got a Tales of Suspense number 80. This was a half price sale. This was $4, man.
Dude, that's like my favorite cover. I want to get that so bad.
I just love the Tales of Suspense because if they're not key, man, they're so cheap.
Yeah.
And I got a 92, also half price, so that was $4
Oh,
also.
wow.
These are a little beat up. I mean, they're like 3.0 copies, but
a wall book too with the 8. No.
For $4, I mean, you can't sneeze at that. That's crazy price.
And these I got a few weeks ago. I might have showed these before, but Black Lightning number 1.
Nice.
That's pretty cool.
Tony Isabella as well.
Wow.
This is Giant Sized Creatures. This is the first appearance of Tigra.
Yeah.
Tigra? Okay, that's cool.
West Coast Avengers.
Tony Isabella.
Oh, wow.
And then I got Champions 1 and 2.
That's cool.
Which are also Tony Isabella. So going big for signing event, man. I'm a sucker for signing events. So I also did get this slab about 2-3 weeks ago.
Oh,
nice.
121.
Oh my God.
I tried hard for Comics Curing Cancer to win it, and I don't know who snagged it under me. I think there was like
I was going to say, like that was at C3, wasn't it? But it must have been a different
one. I
one.
didn't win this on C3. I tried to, but it went well over what I paid for this one, and that was a 2.5. This is a 4.0. So I'm glad I didn't win because I got a better copy.
That's one of my goals for next year. It was my goal for this year, but
such an important part of comic book history in this book right here, in my opinion.
Absolutely, yeah.
I need it to go with my 122. I need that to go with my 122.
122. What was
Death of Goblin?
Oh,
Death of Goblin.
Right. Death of Goblin.
Yep. I was fortunate to get that last year, and now I'm trying to get the other one. And then I'll have what I called I'll have what I called the 3 books I wanted before I die. I'm changing that. I got to change that. So
what
anybody want to show
books?
something?
What are
the 3 books were that one you showed, 122, and Marvel Super Special number 1 with Kiss. And I've got the Kiss book. I've got the 122. I need the 120, and I need to change it because I don't want to die after I get those 3 books.
Yeah, you got to make it a little harder. Like I got an extra number 1 on my list, so.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I'm actually. I told my buddy Greg I'm gonna pick 10 books, and I'm gonna go for them. And like some of them are like Tomb of Dracula 1 and 3.
Damn.
I don't know if I'll ever own a 10, but I like 1 and 3 because I always loved the character of Rachel Van Helsing, and I always thought it was odd that she died in a book that wasn't even hers. It was X-Men. So I
Yeah.
mean, and then
1, 2, and 3 have come down quite a bit recently. It's worth keeping an eye out for it this year.
Is 10
And
the
the
first
thing-
appearance of Blade?
10's first
Yeah.
appearance of Blade.
So funny
And the thing
story.
is go ahead.
I saw one on Instagram that had like scribbles all over the cover, and the guy had like make an offer increments of 5, and I went in hard. I thought hard at like $80, and it still ended up selling only for like 180.
Wow.
And it was probably like a 1520 copy. You know, it was didn't present the best, but
it still counts.
Right.
It still counts.
But yeah, I'm working on that list, and I know there's going to be a Werewolf by Night on there, and a couple Ghost Riders, and
Heck yeah.
Mike, you want to show something off, or you got anything?
I do. If you ready, I got some.
I'm ready, man. I'm gonna say DV8's just before me, unless he wants to. I mean,
Yeah, sure. Well, I'll just do the original art because we can't do everything.
I'll just announce what I got like recently because I'm stuck at work.
Okay.
We're dead, so.
So I found like a honey hole that I had been like looking. I mean, Colorado is not big on like small shops. So I finally found a video game store that I've been looking for retro wise. And I started out like over 2 years.
Hang on a second. Like, I've just read something that I've got it because we were just talking about Tomb of Dracula 10. I looked up how much my copy is now, and it's worth it's a 5.5, and the current value is $666. So that's crazy. 666.
It's going up somewhere.
Yeah.
I wonder why. There's not a lot of talk. Maybe Nosferatu. Maybe that's the only thing I can think because there's not a lot of.
Well, I mean, it's Blade, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
well, Deadpool, Wolverine.
Yeah, that's always worth a bit, but yeah.
All right. So
sorry.
No. You're all good. I like the information, especially since you went and checked it out, and you're like, yeah, it's more than I thought it was.
Yeah.
All right. So I've just the 2.5 years I've been in Colorado. I started out with like 0 games. 2 years I had like 10 games because I was finding them here and there, resale places. Since this place, and they have like an astonishing collection. I've just been picking up stuff, so I'm just gonna start showing stuff. What's up, chap? Ultima.
Oh wow!
Talking about Quest of the Avatar, and most of these are between $10 and $20. Like that's kind of the kicker.
That's a fun game.
No, actually, this is but a Lord British made this game. It's actually like FCI is like a specifically British made company.
Is that Von Hoot's other name, Lord British?
No, that's who he bows down to. Is no, I'm playing. Some of these are just as is. They have been cleaned, but some of them are just like this one looks like it's been in a fire.
Man, that's
but
oh wow!
But the game still works, and this was a big one on my list. I love this game. There was so much like debacle about it back in the day. I can remember as a kid and finally getting that game. My mom was like, "Are we sure we should have this? You know, this is kind of violent." Star Tropics.
Oh hell yeah, dude!
I've beaten a bunch, and $5, and you talk about just minty clean. I was like, "This is not a $50 game," and they were like, "Nah, $5." I was like, "What?" Another $5 game, Star Tropics 2. Yoda's Revenge.
Wow.
You know, we're talking about late in the, most of the expensive games. That's the only reason they're expensive is because they release like very late in the. That's another one that was really. For some reason it's not an expensive game. Dr. Mario, one of my favorite all time. Like I love Tetris and that kind of stuff, but for some reason Dr. Mario, man, it's a good time. Big ones that are frustrating, but I love. I have beat it long time ago. I've tried to do it recently. Ninja Gaiden, the original. I love this game, but it is tough.
I got that one.
Here we go. But Back it up with the sequel, Ninja Gaiden Part
Nice.
2.
I don't have that.
Another tough but challenging. A very confusing game, especially back in the day before internet and stuff. One that I played a couple times and could never figure out what the F to do in the game. But Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Who Framed-
That's
yeah.
great.
It's actually one of LGN's like better made games, and for some
It
reason
is.
there's like no direction in the game. And recently I have been like trying to mock through it, and I've gotten pretty far. Thanks to walkthroughs nowadays, people have taken the time. Another
Mike,
game
Can I go
yeah,
back to Ninja Gaiden for 1 second?
yeah, let's go.
So you know the cheat on how to beat that game?
Let's hear
There's a
it.
cheat.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was about to say
So
there's a cheat.
if you have a controller with a turbo button, right?
Mhm.
It's not the kick function; it's the spinning of the blade that he does over his head. As soon as you start out level 1, you automatically run straight to the right of the screen with that turbo button on for that blade, and you just stay there through every level. And you go through
I'm
and
gonna
you beat the game.
I'm gonna have to look this up, see if it's known. If not, I'm gonna have to try it too. Because I can make it all the way to the end. At the end, it's not even like a challenging level. The problem is, it's like you're dodging most stuff because they just throw
You
all this
stay all
crap
the way
at
to the
you.
right, and everything misses you, or you kill everything in front of you.
I have to try it. I have to try it. I have
I
beaten
need to
all
write.
three
I
of
need to
them.
write that down.
Like back in the day, I think we played Ninja Gaiden so much. I had beaten on a regular basis. Just like Contra, I have beaten it with code and without code. We played it so much. Like there's certain one Battletoads. I think we did, but it was like a fluke. I want to say making it past certain parts, but it was like three of us at the time that was playing it. It wasn't like a one player thing. Because back in the day, we'd pause. I mean, playing them this way, you have to play them that way. You have to pause them and come back.
Pause
What's up,
and go to
Bruce?
sleep, come back the next morning, try again.
Star Tropics. I've beaten it before, but I've beaten the like Switch version. On the Switch, you're able to like pause, rewind if you die. Like they've added a lot of new features. Having to play it like on the actual cartridge, no, I mean I'm stuck on the very last boss, and I can get to him, which that's a challenge in itself. But I have not been. It's been like 3-4 days of extensive trying. Another one that I'd seen a ton that I passed up forever. It's actually a really cool game, but back in the day, that's what we went on was like the art and everything, and I had no knowledge on it. But like if I would have picked it up back in the day, I think I probably would have not liked it. I would have been like, "What the hell is this crap?"
It's a good game, and it's cool. It's super easy.
Yeah. This one,
Yeah.
I think I
You'll
played
beat
through.
it your first try.
Yeah. All right, here's a big one because I bought a what is it, Bart versus the Space Mutants, but the later one, Bart versus the
Oh,
World.
wow.
I remember that one.
Simpsons,
That's cool.
which is another one that's like if you don't know what to do, it's confusing. This one, I've been switching out like bad labels, and this is why I got it. I got it like super cheap, but it's actually Double Dragon 2. You can kind of see it right there. But it is a label that I plan to. But I have Double Dragon 1 and 3, so I was missing 2. Another thing I've done is like nowadays they're still making cartridges, and they have companies that are making like repo cartridges and for instance, like Little Samson is like a $3,000 like loose game. But say you wanted to play that game, we only have two options unless you're playing that money. One is emulators, and the other is repro cartridges because they're actually making cartridges. So I've been recently like testing like these foreign sites like AliExpress and Temu to see if these things physically work or if they work on the systems that I have. The first one I bought was Dragon Warrior.
Dragon Warrior.
I mean, you're talking about like how efficient. They even have it like 3D printed that it's. I mean, because this all the way through is a fake cartridge up to the
That's fake?
screws.
Wow, I would have never guessed.
But the only like slight difference is the label. Not that it's coming off, but it's slightly like it doesn't go all the way to where it should. There are notices though, like it looks too fresh for one. But it plays exactly the same. So I was like, all right, I'll try some more. So I picked up Mother, which is Earthbound #1, and this was never officially
Yeah.
released over
I've
here.
never seen that before.
Me neither.
Because it was never released over here until last year. They dropped it on the Switch with a English update, but it was a Japan like exclusive. We got Earthbound. We got Mother 2, which was Earthbound on Super Nintendo. We just never got Mother 1. I played it when they dropped it on Switch because I love Earthbound. It's one of the kookier
Yeah,
like
Earthbound
RPGs
is
out there.
fun. Yep.
It's exactly what it is. It's an English version of the. It's so cool getting this and being able to play like straight from the cartridge. Another one I've been talking about the label changes, and this one by accident, but it kind of came out cool. And Tony, this is what I was talking about. But my Castlevania was fucked
Yeah.
up, so I switched out the
Castlevania.
label with this nice holographic.
That looks nice.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was like,
that's
yeah, I
cool.
mean, it's gonna be in my PC, and I'm not planning on selling it. So F it, I might as
Hell
well do
no.
it big.
Yeah.
And the sticker person was like, yeah, let's go big. All right, so a great option for. Go ahead.
No, Mike, I was just going to say, Chop asked you a very important question. He wants to know if you have Bubble Bobble.
I do, and it's one of my favorite games. I don't have part 2. It is one of the repos I plan to get because it's another cartridge. If you find it, it's like $800, $900 loose or whatever. I love Bubble Bobble. I've actually I pop it in every now and then just because it's an easy go-to. You can play a couple rounds and drop it off. Okay, so a great option for people out there is I have a Nintendo Genesis and a Super Nintendo version. I just have this one here to show you. These are great holiday options for people out there. If you
Hell
don't know,
yeah.
this is an HD version of a Super Nintendo, and all it is it's just a clone system, and it just allows you to play these games in HD format. It pops out at 720p. These things are cheap as F. How much? I mean, a regular Super Nintendo, if you bought it, it would cost you about 120, about 140. Sometimes refurbished, it can go 200. $50. $50 to play the same games, and it has the same features that I mean, you're talking about getting to play these games and crisp, and especially if your loved ones or friends don't have these versions and they do like this stuff, these are great cheap versions of ways and they vary in price. It's pretty much like a $10 scale. Like Nintendo is like 40, Genesis is like 50, and I think this is like 60. That's pretty much how the price points goes. And the great thing is they work with all the original cartridges. This actually plays the Super Famicom versions. You can switch them in and out, so you can play not that you'll be able to play most of them because they're not translated, but still, no, but it also works with the original controls and stuff like that. But speaking of which, more games that I got because I picked up that Super Nintendo. So RoboCop versus Terminator was another game I picked up. Frank Miller. Last two.
Mike, real quick on that system, I actually picked up a system called the FC Twin. It does Nintendo and Super Nintendo, all in one. But I'm going back at least 10 years. I think I picked it up for less than $40, man. And and I have my original Nintendo, my original Super Nintendo, but
I do too.
The pin reader's all jacked up, and I don't feel like changing it. So when I want to play them, I use the FC Twin.
I have all the regular systems. I have a Nintendo Genesis, and I actually have 3 Nintendos now. I have because different versions, and I have 3 Genesises.
You have a complete Rob the Robot?
Fuck no. I only knew one person in my life that actually owned one of those Rob the Robots, and he was
Now
like the rich.
Too.
Oh, you had one?
I still own my original one, man.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, so I've had the option of getting them. They're not. I mean, I could say depending where you are, they might be rare. But back in Houston, I'd seen 1 or 2 every now and then.
It's hard to find all the parts.
That's the problem. Is they're usually missing those gyro pieces.
I have every single piece, man.
Now that's cool. No, I had pretty much every other accessory for the Nintendo, and a lot of the obscure ones. I had pictures of me with the the glove. I had the Acclaim the battle vest. It vibrated as you played the game. I had the Acclaim Uverse wireless thing, which was this weird thing that you drew on, and it would actually reenact that stuff on the screen. None of that stuff really worked like it said it would, but. All right, last 2 games. So Jurassic Park on Super Nintendo. I love all the different Jurassic Park ones, but this is probably my favorite version because it's more kind of Legend of Zelda style Jurassic Park. All the other ones were like platformers where you're just kind of running, gunning. Um, and last but not least, but Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. I've played and beat all the other five. For some reason, I've owned this like 5 times, and I play it for a little bit, and for some reason, never get through it. So I'm gonna make a point to do it. All right, that's all I got. That's all I got.
What is that
Yeet,
considered?
yeet,
Like
yeet.
Final
That's all,
Fantasy
folks.
2 or something? Mystic Quest?
Mystic Quest is like this weird thing where they were trying to merge. It was before they officially got with like Square Enix, so it was
Yeah.
SquareSoft by itself, and it was
Yeah.
like technically it's like a whole different group that did. There's like a weird, fun little story that's out there about this game, but it was technically like something that was done off the books and never.
Been off,
It was supposed to get it was supposed to get made, and like technically the companies did get made and they found the script for it and released it anyways, but I don't think it had a Japanese release because during this time in the 90s, like there was that whole thing where Japan felt like the American market was like really dumb, and so either all the RPGs that they gave us were extremely hard or extremely dumbed down. There was no like middle ground. And this was one of the ones that's titled as like the easiest RPG in history because it was so dumbed down for like the American audience. Now I'm not gonna. I mean, like Mother, like Earthbound. Both those games are like tough. I mean, like you're talking about. I've met tons of people who like couldn't even make it that far in Earthbound because of how challenging it is, kind of thing.
Well, I'm gonna take a minute and say hi to Tim. How you doing, brother? He was the one I talked about earlier.
Tim?
What's going on, Manny? Chop.
What you do, man?
Before I forget, Chop, you and Cliff, I sent y'all's packages off and say hello to Jennifer Hill. How you doing? Hello
Hey,
from
Jennifer
a newbie.
Hill.
Mike, if you'll permit me, I'm going to show you something since you've been showing games. Just for a second, and then we're going to get to Vogs. You talk you talk a lot. You've been talking a lot about label restoration and stuff. I have not done label restoration, but I mentioned this in a few of your comments. This started with Castlevania. I bought this off of. I bought the case off of eBay, and it's a pretty standard case, you know. And I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. I bet I could make those. So I started doing it, and this one I actually made. This is for my Xena game for Nintendo
awesome.
64.
Beautiful.
And like
Now,
Mike said before, huh?
So how are you making these? That's
what I'm fixing to get to, because first of all, this is not cheap. These cases I ordered in bulk off of Amazon, and like Mike said in some of his posts, like here in the case itself, it's got these little things inside of them, and they'll fit a Super Nintendo or a Nintendo 64 or an Atari, but they're loose. Now, I get the graphics. If I can ever remember the website, I've got it bookmarked somewhere. There's a website you can go to that's got thousands and thousands of games, hundreds of systems, the artwork for every box. And so what I did was I ordered a bunch of these. I started with my NES games like Solar Jetman. Now, the NES games is a little different because you got to get rid of all that stuff on the inside. So you take a little cutting tool and you get rid of all that stuff, and then your NES cartridge fits in there. It's still loose. You got room to put your manual if you got a manual. But this is fun to do. It's time consuming, especially when you're trying to get the size to fit the cases. But once you get it down, you'll get addicted, because I've got just about all of my NES games and Nintendo 64s in this. I got like a couple NES games left and a couple Sega Genesis games to do. But I just wanted to show Mike that you know, as good as Mike is, I know he could make these. I did it. I have a firm belief if I can do it, anybody can do it. But I just wanted to show Mike some of those because
it's cool. I plan to do the same. Not for all my games, because most of them I'm happy with just, you know, the sleeves that they come in, you know. But, but that's like Super Nintendo and Genesis. They just didn't really have the sleeves and stuff. I mean, the Super Nintendo, they have those little protective things at the bottom, but they don't really, you know, you can't really put those on your shelf unless you just have them sideways kind of thing. Like.
Now, don't quote me on these prices because these prices are 3 years ago. But I think I bought a bulk of the cases. It was 25 cases, but it was like $50.
It's
So I
not too
mean,
bad though.
the cases is where it'll get you. The rest of it is just inkjet. A printer,
Yeah,
your
printer.
regular printer, paper, whatever quality paper you want to use. That's up to you. I mean, but yeah, it's doable. And like I said, I just want to show Mike since Mike's doing all that. And yeah,
Yeah, I thought it was a
and
cool option. It's something on Etsy that it was some. Yeah, I was watching a YouTube thing and somebody was like, "Oh, I bought this game and replaced this." I was like, "What? We can replace the stickers?" And I
see, I
kind of
didn't
went
know
down
that.
this. Yeah, me neither. And I went down this. I was like, I got some messed up things, and the first one I did was that. Well, I've done a couple now, but my Fantasy Star one turned out like really, really good. Like I've even taken it to a shop to see if they can, and they specifically to a guy that examines games looking for reproduction stuff, and he couldn't spot the difference, and I was like, yes. Not that I ever plan to resell. I mean, these are my games, kind of thing. I don't
Oh
plan to
yeah.
resell.
Mike,
If anything,
how many vintage games do you have?
right now I'm at 63
Dang.
Nintendo.
Nice.
I just started Super Nintendo, so only 3 on those. Genesis, I got about 10. No, I got like 12. The Wii, I got like 5. PS2, I got like 5. Very small numbers in the other ones.
Yeah, that's cool.
Well, Vogs, you want to tell us what you got?
Yeah. So, by the way, great to see everybody. Sorry, I'm not showing my face. I'm at work. We're slow. I don't want to be on camera. I look stupid in my work uniform.
Vox,
Anyway,
what
to
store do
cut
you
to the
work at? I'm
chase.
going to call your boss and let him know that you're on a stream while you're on the
He's
phone.
at Lowe's and
Sounds
he
good, Rick.
works at store
Sounds good, Rick.
4456799.
I'm just kidding, man.
Oh, I know. So I went to New Comic Book Day the other day, and I got the Jenny Frison Polaris. I got the um, Dazzler Jenny Frison. I got the Gotham City Sirens Uncovered, and then I got the Marvel vs. Capcom Rogue cover, the drawing of Rogue, and then I bought a figure. I've been figure collecting. Like I got the Hush Batman figure a few months
Cool.
ago, and then I got the Batgirl like 3 weeks ago from Three Jokers, and then just bought a loose Rogue figure from the 90s. It wasn't X-Men 97, but Rogue's my favorite X-Men. I also, on their Black Friday deal at one of my LCSs, that my favorite LCS, I got I think it was like 670 something bucks. It was Unknown Comics. Um, um, what was it? Uncanny, not Uncanny. Is it, what was it? Maybe it was something X-Men number one, 2000, maybe 16. I can't remember the year. It's not in front of me. Rogue cover, and it's Unknown Comics variant, and it's by Perillo, and it's Rogue, and it looks like she's standing on like a cliff, and she has the Wolverine claws. She has the Gambit playing cards around her, and also has um, Angel's wings. It's really pretty, really, really pretty. I'll put it in our group chat later or tomorrow. And then,
Nice.
I'm sorry.
I was just saying, nice. Do it because I want to see it.
Oh, Tony, are you able to pull up pictures?
I don't know how, but
Oh, don't worry about it. I'll drop it in our group chat.
okay.
And then shout out to Austin LeMay. I was everyone knows I like Rogue, favorite X-Men. We were on Mad Spotty's Outback and we're talking. He says, "Are you going after the Rogue keys?" And I said, "No, just covers that are pretty. I know there's Avengers Annual 10, there's the ROM comic, and then there's one where she joins the team officially." So he's like, "Oh, okay." Messages me the next day, says, "Hey man, I got an Avengers Annual 10." Sends me a picture. I see a slab. I'm like, "Dude, you don't need to send me a slab." He's like, I have nothing but slabs of Avengers Annual 10." I opened the mail. It's on a video coming out in a few weeks because I am so backlogged on video because I'm lazy. Don't worry, it's going to come out sometime in 2025. I promise. It's an Avengers Annual 10 6.0.
Oh
Damn.
wow,
Nice, man.
That's cool.
that's cool, dude.
Yeah,
And I'm
Austin's great,
like,
dude.
I almost cried. I thought I was going to cry. I'm like, dude, Rogue's my main PC. And I said, dude, you didn't have to. He said, dude, it was awesome meeting you at Heroes Con. You're a great guy and you're so much fun in the community. It's my pleasure.
That's cool.
Man,
Awesome.
that's cool.
Yeah. And I was
Austin
like,
is
dude, is there
amazing.
anything? I'm like, I want to repay you. He said, no.
No,
Nope. But let's see. I think that's it. Yeah. But I'll post
all
a
right.
picture of that that slab in the group chat for sure.
All right, DVH, it's your turn.
Okie dokie. Well, as we were talking about Austin LeMay,
Hey.
look at this bad boy.
That is,
Yeah. Apparently, he did this whilst he was taking a phone call or something ridiculous. It is amazing. I don't know when it comes across. But it's so detailed at the same time.
It
oh,
is.
it's phenomenal.
Look at the grill.
That's
The
awesome.
guy
love
is
his
amazing.
signature.
Like, yeah, it's cool, right? The
He
thing
sent
is
me he sent me one
awesome.
of those plastic things with his signature on it too. I love his signature.
Okay, so shout out to Izzy as well. He AOK'd me a copy of AEW Origins
Nice.
Cool.
because it never came out in the UK because it was a freebie for comic shops and they only did it free in US comic shops. So yeah, he
I never
sent
saw
me
it.
this.
So
But also,
DVH,
Oh,
do you
that's
think
cool.
Yeah.
that's beautiful?
It's-
Do you
it's-
think you could get that comic signed at like an AEW match, or would it be too hard?
Yeah, you could. If you met
I
them.
mean, yeah, it'd be doable. It'd probably be easier to do it at like a wrestling convention than it would be at an
Yeah.
actual AEW
At a
show.
show. Yeah, because it can
But
be
it-
kind of touchy-feely.
Yeah, it's doable though. Like indie shows, it's easier to get SIGs, but they're wrestlers, so they're always charging for autographs. So don't. Think,
That sketch is so cool.
but yeah, that's an easy original sketch card,
Oh,
which I think is awesome. So I've got another hoot, and then I picked this one up, which is a Walking
Yeah.
Dead.
Yeah, it's cool.
That is
But
awesome.
Shown to him.
I really, in person, the details really, really cool as well. I wasn't sure about it when I bid on this one, to be honest, but yeah, it's really, really good. If you look at it, this is by Chris Thorne, which is
wow.
at Chris Thorne Art. If you fancy your own piece, then we've got Stray Dogs.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Trish
Yeah.
Fortune. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yep, a Trish Forstner original. It is really cool to have in the collection because Stray Dogs is legitimately one of my favorite books ever. Like,
It was a great series.
wonderful.
It is a great series. Yes.
I love the
And
Deadland and the horror, aspect of it. And we got all those horror homages.
Oh, it's perfect. Yeah, it really is impressive. And then we have this bad boy.
Oh
Which
man,
is-
yeah.
Wow.
Oh my lord.
Yeah, it's cool.
And
Yeah, with the bandanas.
I'm gonna end up
Two
having
Dr.
that
Von
cigarette.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
it's personalized. I like that.
yeah. Showcell Arts, this one is. Chad Showcell. And he threw in an art card as well.
That's
Dang.
cool.
Which is an
Glass
original
wrote
art
it,
piece. How cool is that? I mean, this is why C3 is a can't miss. Like,
Yeah.
you get really cool stuff. And it all goes to a worthy cause for once.
Amen.
Like, that's just really, really, really awesome. And lastly of the original art, I got this bad boy. which is half
Yeah.
Roscoe, half Izzy. So Izzy did all the pen work, and Roscoe did the original sketch at Heroes Con last year.
That's cool.
That's amazing. Wow.
I'm really happy to have a Roscoe in the collection. It's really nice.
Right.
I love the man. He's awesome. It came with a free copy of Dark Claw 1 as well.
There you go.
Sick.
Which you can't go wrong with. But it's all about the Roscoe Izzy collab. Love it.
Nice.
I mean, I can show off a bunch of stuff, but they're the sort of bangers, in my opinion. Like the original art is really special. It's always
I'm gonna
nice.
definitely bid on some next year for C3. Money was just so tight for me this year, but next year.
Same here.
Money was extremely tight for me after C3. Let's put it that way.
Oh, well, that was awesome, DVH.
Yeah, for real.
Thanks very much.
So how do I follow that? I can't. But I'm going to try.
Give it a go. I'm sure it's cool.
All right. So I'm going to show off a stack of books I picked up. Most of them are new Comic Book Day books. A couple of mail calls. I'm going to start and end with a mail call. So the first mail call, ironically, I was on Whatnot bookmarking Durz's shows for Rups Comics, and I've bought a few books of those. I got a video coming out Monday where I show off a bunch of books I got from Durz's in his Rups Comics shows. But while I was bookmarking that, there was another one that popped up called Secondhand Junkies, and coincidentally enough, I knew there was a brick and mortar store called Secondhand Junkies that's going to open in Jonesboro soon, ran by my buddy Destry and his wife, and coincidentally it's them. So I bought this book off of Whatnot, and I loved the fact that it was from Jonesboro. But I got this fairly cheap. I got Spectacular Spider-Man 99.
Wow.
Oh, that's cool. Spot, yeah.
So I thought that was pretty cool. I need that for my run.
Hey,
Now,
I've got to go, but great seeing you guys.
Man, it's great seeing you.
Always a pleasure, mate.
Always a pleasure talking to you guys. Talk to you all soon. Bye.
Now I'm going to split this up. These are all new Comic Book Day hauls and one other back issue. The first part I'm going to show you. This is what I showed on Chris's show. Show us what you got on Wednesday nights when he did north or south of 75. And on Wednesday I was south, but I didn't get all my books in. I got the rest of them on Friday. So this is everything because I was south on Wednesday, north on Friday. So, couple of reprints. We got Green Lantern reprint.
That's cool.
Nice.
And then coincidentally, I have actually done a Tony's Comic Spotlight on this issue. Nice foily Flash Comics #1.
That's cool.
Love it. I always love Gunslinger. I got the new issue as Gunslinger. And I'm still like a month behind. I'm fixing to start reading the books I bought 2 weeks ago, so I'm way behind. The last Transformers I read was the one about the new Energon Origin of Starscream, which I absolutely freaking loved. We got Nightclub 2 #4.
It's a good series.
Speaking of Transformers, we got cover A.
Hey.
And I don't know if this is cover B or just a variant, but we have another one. There was a Transformers of Starscream that kind of looked like to me it looked like a design variant, but I didn't really care for it. I got this one instead. And at my shop, they were doing a half off incentives or signed books. Now, when I looked this up in the CLZ app, it says it's a MegaCon exclusive, but there's nothing on the book to show it. But I got this for half off, and it's a Jang.
Ooh,
yeah,
that's cool.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
So I went ahead and picked it up because I loved it. They had the other Jang of this one where I guess the symbiote's not. I guess that's a symbiote, but it wasn't on her. It was just basically Spider-Gwen. But I got that one. So that was what I picked up Wednesday. Now this is what I picked up Friday. They gave me a free copy of this Marvel Must-Haves.
Hey.
I went through the back issue bins and picked this up for $8 because my other copy is really messed up, and I got
Oh, that's cool.
Ooh.
a better copy now. Yep.
So I remember about 3 years ago, man, that they were going for about $100.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And how they come down so hard and fast, it's unbelievable.
Do you think the TV show killed it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me think about that.
Murdered it dead.
You can actually track all the disappointing sales for comics linked to the shows or the movies that dropped with them. You know, Morbius. I'm pretty sure Craven's gonna have a.
I watched Craven, man. I liked it.
I've heard.
I'm gonna watch it with an open mind.
Is it
like,
awesome? No, but is it good? Yeah, it's worth a watch, man.
I mean, that's like Venom. I enjoyed the first Venom. Morbius, I did enjoy.
Morbius was okay.
Morbius.
I think Craven's a little better because it's rated R, so there's a little more gore and blood and killing, and but it was cool. I liked it.
Were you disappointed when you left the theater?
No.
Would you watch it again?
I would. I might go watch. I might watch it again tonight.
That's all I need to know. Oh, you would watch it again in the theater? That actually that's an extra added bump right there. Because
I have a little illegal Fire Stick thing, so.
Okay. No, but those are two big pluses for me. The fact that you would watch it again.
I would definitely watch it again. Sorry, Tom.
Oh, that's fine. The next one. Okay, now I actually dropped Amazing Spider-Man after issue 41. And so when they kickstarted the 8 Deaths of Spider-Man, I started picking it up again. But I've been picking up all the Scotty Young variants because, honestly, they've just been cracking me up. And this is the third one. Because each one, 8 Deaths of Spider-Man, and each cover is showing a different way you could kill a spider. And so I got this one. I thought that was kind of funny.
Just step on them.
Yeah, I'm gonna get I'm gonna get every one of these just because I just think they're hilarious.
It's got to be the worst way to kill spider. You ever try to kill a spider by stepping on it? That's when that spider sense kicks in. They hop away from it.
This was a cover by, may have been a FOMO, I don't know, but I love the cover. But I got this.
That's cool. Oh, the ultimate, heck yeah.
That's the spoiler variant, they call it, right?
I'm not sure. Yeah, it may be. This next one, I didn't order it on FOC. Somehow it skipped past me. And on Chris's show, a lot of people had it. So when I went into the store, they actually still had one. And I believe this is the J. Scott Campbell.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yep.
I don't have a lot of. I was gonna say I don't have a lot of Laura books, so I had to get that one. And as Vogs mentioned, I like Jenny Frison too. I like Jen A too. So I got this.
Jen A.
Look at that! Look at that necklace. I mean, that is just a beautiful necklace.
Mm-hmm.
But
nice type on.
But in all seriousness, though, I really love Jenny's art style, and he mentioned this one as well. I've not bought any of this X Factor series, but I picked this one up just because of the cover.
I do like that.
Don't hate me.
No, I like Polaris, and you don't see a lot of Polaris love out there, so it's nice.
No. Got some more Scorched.
Yeah.
Next issue is a series that I personally, this is just my opinion, I think is getting up there with something that's killing the children. I love every issue, and that is Conan.
Oh, yeah, it's got nothing but high praise.
I love and I believe that's Belit on the cover. So there may be some backstory.
I need to get back to reading that. I was into it, and then I just dropped off. I've still been picking it up. I just haven't been reading it. I need to start reading it.
I made it to issue 7, and then I it's when they did what it was for me? It was when they did the split, when they gave us the 2 stories, and I was like, well, which one?
Yeah. Jenny says, Tony, this Jenny didn't approve of that comment. I apologize. and the last one, this is the first of the new EC books I picked up just because of the cover. And I wish I'd have had it Wednesday night because Hood already knows what it is.
Yeah.
Cover by.
Yeah,
I love that cover.
Hey, hold
It's
on.
so
Move,
good.
move that cover around. I can barely see that.
And
Right, bring
Tone,
it back.
it's ECF and W, man. Come on.
ECF and W. I'm
Okay.
see him get schooled there too. ECF and W.
All right, I see it. Thank
And
you.
Yeah,
this is
you're showing but mostly the trade dress there. Like you want to get it because it's.
Okay.
Oh,
Let
yeah,
me know.
There we go. Yes, it's so cool.
I saw mommy killing Santa Claus. That's all the new books. I got one more to show you, and it's got a little bit of a horror story. So everybody knows I've talked about it ad nauseum. Started collecting comics in 1987. Began with Cap. Still with. Well, I don't buy a new Cap now, but I'm working on my Volume 1 run. I have 262 to the end of Volume 1, so now I'm moving backwards. So I'm going to try to get as many as I can. Fortunately for Comics Curing Cancer, I got one of the big boy books, the Cap 100, and I need to get a Falcon. But this book right here, no matter what anybody says, this was the first book. 13-year-old Tony walked in 1987, seen this at the supermarket when he was with his aunt. His aunt bought it for him. And my original one is still in my PC. I was going to get it. I already had it pressed once, but it's been so long. I was going to get it repressed, submitted, and graded. And the cost it would take to get it repressed, submitted, and have it shipped back to me, I got this copy for cheaper than that. And I don't think I'm going to get the grade that I got for this off of Shortboxed. And this is Cap 333 in a 9.6.
So, and I'm going to tell you a funny story right now.
Okay.
The very first Captain America book I ever bought, same exact one.
Really?
Yep.
Because
the Walker story and all that, man, that was phenomenal. I did end up going backwards a little bit because that was awesome storytelling.
It was. I mean, and I loved how each issue you had the main issue for that story, and then there was little subplots and they tied it all up in 350. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my goals for next year is I'm going to go and try to get every one of that story that me and Rich are talking about in a slab. It ain't got to be a 9.8, but I'm going to try to get all these slab because that's one of my favorite. It's the story that brought me here. It's a story I love. I actually like John Walker. I always have. The story of his descent into madness at the time was you feel a little bit more sympathetic for the comic book version,
Yeah, and you know what? A lot of like the Falcon and the Winter Soldier story.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't like it, and I'm like, well, that's probably because you didn't read that Captain America run.
Exactly.
I did like it, and I didn't know the story. I mean, I kind of loosely knew that it was a bad version of the Captain America. That's pretty much all I knew about it before. But
it was pretty accurate.
I could say by the time I was going to comic book shops, that was a wall book.
So, Tone, I got my original one graded that I bought off the shelf. I think it came back like a 7.0, but I had to grade it.
Cool.
So,
yeah, I'm going to get that one graded, but I mean, $40. $40 for this.
Yep.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
And here's the kicker. When I was looking at Shortboxed at the time, I seen this one for 40. Right underneath it was another 9.6 for $150. And I was like, this has got to be an error, right? But no, I got it. And Jennifer Hill says Jennifer Hill is my two husbands ago name.
My two husbands ago name. This is Tim's Jenny.
That is the Tim,
that you were talking about in the beginning.
Yep. Now here's the horror story. Watch the video that I'm going to play on Monday when I unbox this thing. The box was trashed. Somebody tried to open the box. Tried to open the box in the box. So upon inspecting it, right here there is a chip. Right here in this corner of the slab, right in the inner part, there is this chip. Well, that's the thing. First thing I did when I noticed it, I immediately went on Instagram and messaged Rob because Rob gets a lot of packages in, and I said, "Dude, I got this from Shortbox. What do you do?" And he gave me some advice. He said, "Take pictures, film." He said, "File a complaint if you feel like you need to." Because I think I was telling my wife, if that ain't puncturing the book where it's going to damage the book or get it wet, I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean that's the only thing I got to worry about. I'm fine with it. But I mean, because I don't think, I mean, the next grade up is a 9.8. I'd love to have a 9.8 of this, but I'm happy
Can
with
always
that.
crack it, clean it, and resubmit it.
Well, I don't really. If I'm happy with this, I don't really see the point. But glad to finally have that. And that is my show and tell.
Honestly, the difference between a 9.6 and a 9.8 is negligible. If you're happy with it, then don't bother. It's just wasting money.
Difference between a 9.2 and a 9.8 is
especially
yeah,
and especially something that you're not really going to see because you show it frontwise and the cracks on the back.
And I'm not 100% sure, but I believe when I sent my original. Now, keep in mind, I bought this. I believe it was the cap because I already sent the Carnage in. It was either so it wasn't the Carnage. When I sent my cap in 1987 in Northeast Arkansas, I was 30 miles at that time from Edgar Air Force Base in Blytheville, Arkansas. Okay, I say that because I bought this in a grocery store in Caraway, Arkansas, and it's the Mark Jewelers.
Really?
Yes.
That's cool.
Because I mean, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but my general understanding is a Mark Jewelers is only available on bases.
Usually,
is that true?
Around bases.
You buy them at like 80 or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but I'm 30 miles. At that time, I was 30 miles from the Air Force Base. So I mean,
I've never owned the Mark Jewelers. I've never come across.
That's the only one I own in my entire collection. But
I think it depends on location to a base because I know for people further up Texas that are closer to bases, they had found them, but like I didn't even know about Mark Jewelers. Like I think it was like later 2000s I started hearing that term or whatever. But I mean that's also the thing. It could have been where like I could have came across them in my searches in the past and just not even known what I was looking for, kind of thing.
Yeah. So I got a buddy of mine, the guy that cleans and presses my books. He said that I believe, and he'll probably watch this and correct me if in the comments, but his dad was stationed in Germany, and I believe he bought a copy of Marvel Superhero Secret Wars 8 and ASM 252 in Germany. So I mean, at the Air Force Base. So I want to say his copies are Mark Jewelers, but I don't remember if they were or not. But that's me. Y'all got anything else y'all want to talk about, or
no?
Does anybody watch?
Good.
Sorry. Has anybody watched Secret Level? Speaking of video games,
no.
Amazon Prime.
Not yet. I will do. It's on my radar, but I haven't got to it yet. Like,
so what is Secret Level?
Okay, so Tony, this should be something that's on your radar. Okay, so on Amazon Prime, they just dropped, I think, on December 8th, the first part of it, and then today they officially released the second part. So originally it was like they dropped like 8 episodes, and now they dropped like 8 more or something like that. But it's an anthology style, kind of animated, semi-animated, and like short stories based on beloved games. So I didn't see the AI. I didn't see the AI thing in it. I mean, I'm not saying that it's not done with AI art, but if anything, it just looks like video game cutscenes. Then some, depending on the company, that can be some of the best animation out there. Okay, but each one's focused on the first one specifically is based on Dungeons and Dragons. That episode was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like it was one of my favorite. Each one after that is based on a different game. The second one's like Sofu. The third one, and it varied. I forget, but it's like Armored Core. There eventually it gets to like Pac-Man. Pac-Man is the beyond the most talked about episode because of how like abstract they went with the idea. I can say like if you happen to watch, because all these are like they vary in time. Some are like 8 minutes, and some are like 22 minutes. For instance, there's an Arnold Schwarzenegger. He does an episode, and it's based on a game I'd never heard of. It's like Kingdom Come or Kamalar or something like that. And his episode was actually really good. Keanu Reeves does an episode from Armored Core. His was fantastic. But the Pac-Man one, just take in the general knowledge of what Pac-Man is on the screen going into it, and just know from that point on that it's like the most bizarre idea you can come up with, like to explain what's going on in Pac-Man. But it's not only dope, but horrific and crazy. It gets to a point where it gets scary in the explanation, and not like necessarily visually, but no. But I would say even if you're not a video game fan, it was like must watch TV. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, now you mentioned when you said Armolar, are you talking about the Kingdoms of Amular game that came out with Ari Salvatore? Or
I don't know. It was one of the only games that was featured that I wasn't aware of, and especially since Arnold like did the main voice in that episode, I was like, "What game is this?" And Marcus, Circumstances, had looked it up. I think it was Circumstance. He had looked it up and told the game name, and it was still something that I had not recognized. I want to imagine it's like a PC game, and that's
okay,
why
it
I
may
don't
not
know
be.
about it. But it could be that game. It's something like, I know it's not Kingdom Come. I know that game. This is something. It's in that same realm where it's a medieval like fantasy style game, because in the episode it's just about Arnold's character plays like this new found king of a land, and he goes over to another kingdom trying to become,
Okay.
he's basically, trying to enact war, and he goes over there and finds out that their land is a lot different than his land. Like, he
Mhm.
basically finds out that they can't die there. Um,
I was gonna say it sounds like it's not the same game because if I remember correctly, I may be getting this confused with Elder Scrolls, but I think you start off being amongst the dead and you're alive.
that might be it, because that's the funny. It's more of a comedic episode. It's very graphic, because it's about like when he goes to this other kingdom, he does get killed, but he just gets revived like immediately after, and his whole thing is
It's called New World, Once and Future King.
Okay.
yeah, that's the episode, but I don't know if that's the game name. It might be New World. That might be
Guys,
the game.
Yeah, maybe.
I hate to interrupt, but I got to drop off. I got to go pick up my son. So,
All right, Rich.
Rich.
Thanks for hanging out, brother.
have a good night. And hey,
Always a pleasure.
One last thing. If you guys are seeing anything on the news about drones in New Jersey, it's all true, man. They're all
Yeah,
over
I've heard.
the place.
Okay.
So, see you guys.
All right.
Have a good night.
Later.
See you later.
You too, brother.
The
Well,
the game is called New World.
Mm.
Okay.
Yes, he was one of those, but it was still a great episode. Like, it was one of the funnier. Um, I could say that when I watched the first half of it, I was kind of disappointed, because in the preview they showed like certain video game franchises that were not there in the beginning, and then I found out they were doing the break, and it was only like a week or something like that. I don't know why they chose to do it like that, but Mega Man was one of the ones that was featured that I was really curious about, and the Mega Man one looked very interesting, like the animation style, and so it was one of the kind of more realistic looking ones. So I was like, yeah, Mega Man. But no, that has been really good, and as far as just a fun watch.
See, the game, Mike, the game that I was talking about, I don't even have an Xbox 360 anymore, and I probably can't just go to it. But
I think I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the game that Todd McFarlane made, Kingdom of
yes,
Yeah,
if
I know what that game is.
I don't remember what Todd McFarlane had to do. I mean, he may have had something to do with the art style.
He did
Yeah,
he paid for the production on the game, and had a part of the overall design in the game.
yeah, it's from the minds of Ari Salvatore, Todd McFarlane, and Ken Ralston. But I believe that it was from Big Huge Games, and this was the only game they made before the company went belly up.
Yeah, because that game didn't do so. It
I
had the
loved it
worst.
though.
It has a huge. Then they've actually re-released it recently, like a
Oh, they have?
Yeah, on newer systems, they came out with like a redone version of it. They didn't change anything. They just updated the graphics and stuff.
Well,
And I actually played it. It was fantastic. Um,
I was gonna say if they have a PS4, the one for PS4, I'll have to pick it up.
they do, and it's actually normally cheap. I want to say like under $20. Like it's
Oh hell yeah,
especially
dude,
for
I'm there.
um no, but it had the worst advertising ever. That was the big problem. And you're talking about that was Todd McFarlane's whole like part of the thing was he was the production and marketing. And but he was trying. That was his first attempt back at games. His last one was Spawn back during the
Yeah.
PS1 era.
Well, guys, we're over an hour. I was gonna do this with Rich, but since he's not here, we'll start with Mike. And Mike, tell us what's going on, what's coming up next week. As a matter of fact, or tomorrow. You know,
Or today, because in
or
like 30
today.
minutes, I have my Stephen King book club
Oh
live
wow,
stream
I forgot. That's right.
that we're about to do. Yeah, after I get done here, I'm about to go get ready for that. But yeah, we're talking about like it'll be the shortest episode in this book club's history because we're just talking about 3 comics and it's the end of the comic book Dark Tower series stuff. And Phil's still around. And I want to say like a month. We're still working on the date. I'm going to make an advertisement, but the first book that we're getting back into is The Talisman. Um, so if anybody's interested, if anybody's watching and hears this and wants to be a part of our live stream book club talking about The Talisman, you got a month to, but reach out and hit me up. Yeah, but that's what we're doing. About 30 minutes, and then next week, yes, I had you in mind, Phil. Um, all right, so next week we're talking about the Dragonlance, Dragons of Winter Night. I've so far read this book twice. I still have like 2 more reads to go to dissect it and stuff. And I'm excited to talk about this book. I'm not going to go into detail, but it's going to be a fun night for sure. I can say that.
Oh yeah, a lot of heartbreak, a lot of good storytelling.
This
It's
was
gonna be.
it was tough, especially coming from that first book, and I was expecting them to do like an Empire Strikes Back thing, and I can say they kind of do, but man, in the worst way possible. And, it was not what I was expecting. I actually had to contact a book friend because I read about 100 novels a year. This book is the first book I've ever read that's formatted like this, and I was like, "Is this a thing? Have I never read a book like this where they do this? Have you ever heard of them doing something like this?" And me and this other book, but we're like, "Nope, I've never heard that format." It was, I'd say, unique on some of the like just the writing style, some of the choices they chose. It's a first for me. I've never read a book like, and to give you, for instance, what I'm talking about, I'm used to nonlinear story and where they like to jump around and tell backstory. I'm used to all that. Have you ever come across a story where they hint at what's to come and get you excited for what's to come, and the book speeds it past it, and basically it's like, yeah, we did that, and here's like 10 days after that, and they don't. I've never come across a book that's ever done that before, and not only that, but they do it like 5 times in this book. It's very interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a choice.
Talking, it's a different concept of spoiling that I've because like the way, like, to give you a better format, they're like, yeah, okay, the beginning of the book, they're like, and we know where we're kind of headed at the beginning of the last book, so we're supposed to be going to this like ice wall fortress, and we're supposed to retrieve this special item, and not only does the book tell us that, like, as soon as we start the book and we learn that we're supposed to go retrieve this item, they already have this item. The quest has already been done, and they're already on their way home from it.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. I've never seen this style of storytelling ever in like any media. Like, and I'm talking about games, movies, like books. It was the first for me.
I could just imagine what you were thinking.
It There was a couple times I had, like, you talk about that. There's constantly parts where I have to go back and read because depending on the descriptiveness nature of the writer. You know, there's certain things I want to try and comprehend what they're trying to explain. No, this book, I had to constantly go back and reread. Like I felt like I missed stuff or skipped chapters, and I was like, no, nope, it's not there. They did it off camera.
Oh wow. Is that all you got, or?
Today and tomorrow, you know, this week and then and next Saturday.
Is Trev doing a show tomorrow night, or?
We are, I think so. Finally.
Hey, cool. And Trev and Mike will be doing their show tomorrow night at 9 Central, 10 Eastern, something like
Don't
that.
quote me. Don't quote me.
Okay.
I mean,
I believe it's 9 in my time. All right, DV8, tell us what is going on or coming up from the spiral dimension.
Well, if all goes to plan, providing I get an edit done, Monday there will be a unboxing of a second Monster Grail, so I'm excited for that. Then maybe on Friday there'll be a Wrestle Crate video as well, because there is one recorded, but it just depends whether I've got time to do it or not. There won't be a Parliament of Mouths this coming Saturday, unfortunately, because I'm away seeing The Prodigy in London. And unfortunately, you can't do two things at once. Like, it would be very difficult. But otherwise, give it 2 weeks and I should be back and we'll do another Parliament live. Should be fun.
heck yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, let's see. I'll have an unboxing video where I'll really show you the box, that you get to see the box and me opening up that slab. Because when me explaining it is one thing, but when you actually see the box, you're like, oh shit. Also in that video, I'll be unboxing some stuff from Rups Comics. Our buddy Durs over at Whatnot has been killing it. Matter of fact, I already got some more books coming from. I hope I've been making Durs happy. I've been buying some books, so I hope I make him happy with that. And then hopefully, I keep promising it. It's filmed. I got to edit it. Tony's Comic Spotlight, hopefully Friday or Saturday. Lobo Convention Special #1. Everybody's getting tired of me saying it. I mean, at this point, you might get it before GTA 6, maybe.
That's a scary thing right there. You know?
Yeah. And either tonight, if my brother shows up, or if his plans didn't get canceled tonight, I may or may not be watching Terrifier 3, maybe.
Ooh.
And then next week, next Saturday, we'll be back here, hopefully, to be determined for another episode of Into the Comiverse. If I do that, that means I'll be the episode's either going to be really short, or I'll be late getting to Mike's show, which will be the Dragonlance show, because I'll be a part of that as well.
Well, just remember, it's a new book, so we do that. There will be like a segment of me explaining the book's detail, you know. So being late will be all right. You know what I'm saying?
And we've been talking about it because I love the original. I love all the books, but we all know that my boy shows up in book 3. Greatest villain in Dragonlance. I'm going to say it now. He's a lot better than Verminard. I'll say that.
Hey,
but that's no. But and plus, if you're curious about the Dragonlance, go back and check the replays of the Dragons of Autumn Twilight that Mike did with all of us. So I mean, hey.
Fun.
And that's going to do it for this episode of Into the Comiverse, episode 45. Thank everybody for watching. Thank everybody for hanging out in the chat. Thank my esteemed panel for hanging out with me. And if you're watching this on a replay, thank you. Thank you for everybody supporting the channel. When I started this episode, actually when I started Parliament of Mouths later tonight, I'm 3 people away from 400, folks. 3 people.
Early
That's
congrats. You'll get there.
So,
they're probably already there, and YouTube's just holding it back, making you wait.
Making me wait. They hold me down. They hold me back. But and then, like I said, I'll do a State of the Comiverse, because there's a lot of big things coming up that may make me have to put the channel on hiatus, but it's good things. It's good things. And that'll be coming up And until everybody, next time, everybody, be safe, take care, God bless. We're going to get out of here, and I will see you next time.
You're still here. It's over. Go home. Oh, you're expecting a teaser for Deadpool 2. Well, we don't have that kind of money. Are you expecting Sam Jackson show up with an eye patch and a saucy little leather number? Go.